Touring Association. It's such a powerful, supportive community. It's amazing. Law moms are awesome.
And that's how we got connected with Elizabeth. So I think I always like to know kind of where we're headed so you can decide what part of this you want to stay for, which I'm sure till the last minute you'll be here. But in case you're not, I'm going to give you a little bit of a roadmap of where we're headed. So we're going to talk a little bit about how Elizabeth and I got connected. She's going to talk to us about, so the theme of this is love yourself from the inside out. And so that's the area or the, I guess, progression we're going to take. So we're going to talk inner body image inside, and then we're going to kind of move, get more superficial as we go to the fluff. And we're going to even try on, y'all, I'm going to be y'all's guinea pig. You're welcome. And try on the outfits because Elizabeth does her best. It's a hard job to try to make me get a little bit more hip and not so mom frump. So I think what we should do, Elizabeth, is I'll just say, so on the Austin Law Moms group, I was going through this. Well, this is how I found her. So I was going through this phase where, I have 3 big kids. I'm in a blended family. So I have 3 big kids and then had my little baby. Now she's 11 months old, but we met, maybe it was 5 or 6 months ago. Yeah. And I just come out. So the pandemic, our house burned in the pandemic. I was pregnant in the pandemic. I mean, lots of things. And I was feeling just very bleh. And I knew I wanted to kind of do a wardrobe refresh. I was finally not pregnant anymore. It felt like forever. Everybody was pregnant in the pandemic. You know what I mean. It went on forever. So I was ready to freshen things up and I didn't. So I was going, okay. So then this is how I'm sure some of y'all can feel me. The way that I would do that is, okay, I'm going to squeeze in an hour on a Saturday in between practices or something. And I'm going to drive to the Nordstrom rack and I'm going to go in there. And my refresh is to go to where all the little Calvin Klein dresses are and get one of each in my size. And then I'm going to go try on 4 pair of jeans and get one. And then probably get some sort of black top of any kind. This was my entire plan. And I'm like, you know what? There is probably I'm sure the law moms know there's got to be a better way to go about doing this. So I go over there and I'm typey. Hey, who do we know? There's got to be someone who helps you and is actually good at this. That maybe, and just time value of money, just a good value versus my time at something that I really super suck at, or I'm just moderately okay. And I wanted to kind of do that. So several mamas mentioned that they'd worked with Elizabeth, and that's sort of how we got connected. Mm-hmm. So do you want to tell them, Elizabeth, a little bit about sort of your process? You can use me as kind of the example of the process you take people through in your business.
Absolutely. By the way, I think I want to be a law mom.
Yeah. Even though honorary.
Honorary law mom.
Yeah. I've been hearing about this group forever. And so obviously that's how we got connected. I have a couple of clients that are on there and I feel like they have referred me to so many people with this group. And I'm like, these are go-getters. And I just love this demographic. So y'all are my favorite. So we started because Hannah was actually having new headshots done.
Oh, that's right.
I think it's important to point this out because let me actually back up a little bit. So I am a wardrobe consultant. I work on your entire closet clean out, organizing, shopping, styling, making sure you have all the wardrobe essentials. And that's important to point out because the idea with that is that you are shopping smart and strategic, and there's certain holes that are in our closet that we don't ever shop for. And then occasions arise and you're like, oh my gosh, I need X, Y, and Z. And I'll give you some more examples on that. But Hannah is a very typical way how we started in that, oh my gosh, I need something right now. I have this photo shoot. She did start with a little bit of notice, but there's lots of people who are like, I have it next week and we've got to do this.
Wait, is this the photo shoot with the blue?
The white,
oh man.
The white, or whatever. But I was still doing side part. So I was still in side part phase.
She's not 100% sure. So I just think it's important to point this out because I think as women, we take care of everyone else. If you have a law firm, that is just that is so much in itself. If you're managing a household and kids and all of the above, we're the last ones to take care of. But Hannah knew that she wanted a little bit of help. So she called me for that. So we kind of started backwards, which again is what happens a lot is that people start with a special occasion because they feel like, well, we can justify that because the service that I offer is obviously a luxury service. And when you're just trying to keep up with all the things in your life, how can I work that in?
It felt bougie. Just to even ask for the help made me feel a little bit bougie. So maybe you can talk about that.
I totally understand. And I love to talk about, and like she said, we're going to talk about from the inside out, because it is more to me than just the clothes, and it's about how it makes you feel. But anyway, I just like to give women permission that you can take the time to do these things for yourself, because it is important, it is great for your business. But then there's so many domino effects that come from, and I think this happened with Hannah, like, oh, I'm going to just do it for this. And then it turned into all these other benefits that you get out of that. So,
because Elizabeth, I think that's one thing to note. So Elizabeth is the best, highly recommend. And I'm sure I told her, I was like, I hope you're ready for all the people who are going to call you after this.
You should call
but even other people like Elizabeth. So I came in with this professional idea, right? Like, it is okay to spend money to look nice for my headshots, because that is work. So that was easy.
you could justify it that way.
Yeah. But then what we found pretty quickly, I was like, oh, this is cool. And she's like way better at this. And her hourly rate's less than my hourly rate. So that's a good use of just money.
Your time.
And then I was like, Elizabeth, you think you could help me? Because here's what happens. I'll try to go, my husband and I, we're trying to go on date night once a week. And so I would go on Saturday night to try to get dressed. And I'm like, okay, I either have ratty Lululemon leggings or a black work dress with the blazer. And I don't have anything in between. And so you think you could kind of help me with that? And I was a little bit reluctant at first. Well, I was a lot reluctant to spend the money on myself for that, because it felt like so sort of luxurious and bougie and whatever. And I had this heart pause of doing that. And I resisted your process a little bit because of, you want to tell people about the way you do it.
Yeah. So, I think, well, let's talk about that for sure. So I don't offer any packages, but there's definitely a step of how I like to work with someone. And what that looks like is starting with your closet and cleaning that out. And that is so important, because
I need that.
Oftentimes it's not a fun job, but a lot of times people are coming to me because they want to look, they want to sharpen their image, they want to look stylish, but there's steps to that process to get to that. So for example, if you just keep buying things and it keeps getting cluttered and cluttered, how do you find the pieces that you just purchased? You're wasting your money. So there's a method to the madness. And so that first step is cleaning out that closet. And I just want to tell you that I recommend that you clean out minimum 1 time a year, ideally 2 times a year. And that keeps things fresh. So closet clean out. The second step is organizing, which Hannah was really on board with that. And she was already doing some of that. I just helped to refine that. And I think that is an important thing, to know that just also helps you streamline how you get ready, because you can actually see everything. You have busy lives. If it's also cluttered in your closet, how do you find the tools in your toolbox? So closet clean out, organizing. And then the next step is taking an inventory for all your wardrobe essentials. So I talked about that a little bit earlier. And I think that is an important piece, that you are always armed and ready to go for every occasion. So whether that is your professional attire, but then is the stuff on the weekends, it's the dates, it is special occasions. If you get invited to sit at a table for some type of work event, but you need to look pulled together. So that is a really important piece, because oftentimes people are shopping, they're bored. Oh, I have an event and I've got to get this right away. Right. Or they're never very strategic and, okay, we're going to add all these things in right now. And then next season, we're going to add in this, because most people are not buying an entire wardrobe. So I think that it just gives you kind of a different way of looking how you're going to add things into your wardrobe. So, and then the next step from that is shopping, which is kind of where we started. And most people want to start with that, but these steps before that really build you up and set you up for success. And, I think probably most people aren't putting time and energy to thinking about how you're approaching your wardrobe, because again, it's a luxury, but there is a method to the madness.
Well, and I'll say this. So for everybody who isn't able to, or doesn't want to, whatever, call Elizabeth, or an Elizabeth in, Maine, or wherever you're watching from, you can still take those steps yourself.
Absolutely.
Right? So clean out, organize, pick pieces carefully.
And I will add on that, I constantly am sharing this on my blog, my newsletter. I will give you the tools to do that yourself, because sometimes we just need our own roadmap. And she's right. If it doesn't make sense for you to hire a wardrobe consultant, you can do some of these things on your own, but carve that time out for yourself.
So you shouldn't just like keep buying new packs of hangers like I've been shoving them in there. I want to just take a minute because we have a lot of people watching with us. Thank you guys so much for being here. We have all these comments and reactions. We have like a ton of people here. This is so exciting on our first premiere show. So Hillary Walsh says, so exciting. Lucy gave us a bunch of fireworks. Hillary gave us a bunch of hearts.
Yay.
Paula says, looks amazing. Superstars.
Yay.
Abigail gave us some hearts. Sawyer, you're doing great, Mom. Love you.
Oh, I know.
Beth Sanchez says, these are great tips. And Veronica says, hi, ladies. Thank you. I need this, y'all. Thank you so much for giving us the comments and the reactions. It's awesome to have you here with us. Thank you. And if you have questions for Elizabeth, I'm watching. So go ahead and put them in here and I'll make sure that she answers them for us.
We love questions.
Well, and I think that this is a good time. So the idea of this show, and I think why it works so well, Kate and I were so yes with each other, is both of us are just sort of willing to just be like, bleh. If you've like watched any of my videos, I just can't, I cannot help but just like be what is inside of me. And so let's just like take it for a second. So we've talked about sort of the process. I wanted y'all to have some, wanted y'all to have some context to who is Elizabeth and whatever. Yep. But what it was fun and we're going to do some fun stuff. But for me, there was a deeper piece and why it was so obvious to me, Elizabeth was definitely our first guest. And that goes for her. Oh, I just got a chill. Her approach when we were here. So she came and maybe our iPhone can kind of pan to like the clothes rack over here to show, so this clothes rack, you can see it, we're gonna do it in a minute, like in front of the bird picture. So she does stuff like this and set up all these clothes. And so we were doing that and we're good. You can come back. So we have that whole setup. And so it feels I felt like I was like in Clueless. You remember Clueless where she goes like the clothes? And I'm like, oh my God, what is my life? So I felt one of the feelings I got out of it was like, I am worthy of this. Oh my God, I am worthy of extravagance for myself. And coming off such a hard year and so much that had happened, and I want to love everyone in my life extravagantly and do everything for them and to stop. And just, I walked into the room and I went, it was like a moment I'll never forget in my life. And it wasn't about the clothes and it wasn't about the shoes. It was about, I'm worth this. So for me, for everybody watching this, yes, it's clothes and we want to look nice and that does help our business, but it's about taking the space to recognize that you're worth effort. You're worth spending some of your money. You're worth the time. And so in doing that, so I got past that moment and we're trying on. And Elizabeth, do you recall that you said to me about how I'm nice to myself? And maybe you could talk a little bit about
I want to hear about this too. Because you mentioned that and I'm like, I want to hear how Hannah is.
Kate, scoot your chair. I think you're a little looking
too far away. Okay.
Hannah, you're making me cry over here.
I know, we're both tearing up.
Yes, I will never forget that. And I feel like you had such a crazy day. You came in and you're like, this is so amazing. I've had such a crazy, and she started, and then she was, it was
a bad week too. I feel like
you were so grateful of it. And of course everyone is, but then we started trying on all the clothes and I just, and I'm very like clued into this because I do this for a living. I'm dressing people all the time. And I just am noticing how women in general are not kind to themselves, their bodies. And I see it because I'm, seeing it more so, but I also just notice people in general, you walk by and they'll say, oh, I don't look good in that. And then like, why is that I feel like it's a cultural thing that we need to shift, but Hannah was just so refreshing and she didn't say any of those things. And she had so much going on and she was just, this looks great and this looks great. And obviously not everything looked great. I mean, we're very honest about that, but the whole process, and she was just so kind. And I just said, I want to thank you for doing that because I don't see that a lot. And you just, you give me faith that as women, we, not everyone is that way.
Well, and I think here's what I'll say. So the moment right there that I really thought she's onto something, because the idea of stylist, I was like, I'm from Van, Texas. We do not have a stylist. And any of my friends in Van, y'all know, y'all are watching this. Okay. But the part that really struck my heart was her saying to me, Hannah, you are so different. You're nice to yourself. And people who know me, like I don't think negative. This is just how I'm born. So I don't even take any credit for this. I just think nice thoughts. I don't think mean thoughts. I don't think mean thoughts about myself. And if I a little bit start to think a mean thought, I just like will literally go and like scare my brain to stop thinking that thought. And I just don't think that thought anymore. I don't know. I'm kind of able to do that.
That's a gift.
Yeah.
It is like, that is so special, Hannah.
Well,
Yeah.
but I think maybe even if that isn't your natural way, like take it from Elizabeth, where she found it so unique that I was nice to myself. And part of this whole experience is being kind to ourselves. And even if I'm trying, look, stuff we tried on, I was like seeing a little this, a little that. I'm always like, oh, do my arms look fat? Is this my, like whatever. But at the same time, just coming back to, I am me. And maybe because we talked about, should we wait and do the fitting because I wanted to lose like 5 more baby pounds.
Okay, wait, before you talk about that, because I think everybody here wants to talk about that. Like, because I bet a bunch of us watching are like, yes, I want to do that. I want the rack of clothes in my house, but I've got to lose the 5-10 pounds first.
Mm-hmm.
But the comments are blowing up. So I have to just have to bring these up. Veronica says, you're going to make me cry. Hannah, you've changed so many lives. You're worthy. I'm worthy. Laura says, I'm in the car, so I can't chat more, but I wanted to say hi. Another person, yes, so true. We minimize ourselves. Maggie Ellis, hi. Y'all are friends. I love everything about this. Y'all are beautiful. Your words are uplifting and positive. And oh my God, Maggie's eyes are the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life. Beth, sometimes we forget to love and take care of ourselves as fiercely as we do the important people in our life.
Yes,
true.
Well, y'all are all right. And I think that this is one huge area, like you were saying, like all of that and accepting ourselves where we are. So Kate, you were asking about when is the right time?
Well, right. Because don't we all say this? Like as soon as I drop the 5 or get the tummy tuck or whatever, dye my hair, then I will get the wardrobe or call Elizabeth. So surely you hear this all the time.
Yes. And do you want to know what my favorite response is?
Yes.
Is let me show you how I can make you look that way, but not that you need to lose that.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes the people that are worried about their weight, they're not wearing the right clothes that flatter their body. Oftentimes it is too big because they're trying to camouflage. And so just a couple of things, and I do this with Hannah all the time. We were trying things on today. I like this top, but we need to cut it off here and we need to make this work for you. But people don't go that extra step and they don't take the time. And then again, why I think it's a cultural thing is like, oh, I just need to lose the 10 pounds and then I'll be happy and then I'll look good.
Right.
Or then it'll be this. And it's not about the 10 pounds, but someone has taught us that you need to be a size whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I actually saw something recently, it was a quote like, don't wait for the clothes to fit you, make the clothes fit you.
I like that.
Don't wait for you to fit into the clothes, make them work for you.
And I think it's the bigger thing. Don't wait for the next promotion, losing the 10 pounds, getting the house finally done to decide to be happy now.
Right.
And if we could give any message, and I think Kate and I are in a daily battle every day, and maybe you all can join us. Of even if the racks of clothes come to your house and you're doing that, even if you look the best, there's always the problem du jour. There's going to be some other new thing. So don't wait and look. Like I say this all the time. Everybody who knows me is like, ugh. Like you literally only get one chance at life. There's no do-overs. This is not a dress rehearsal. You're not going to like just get to begin again. And like, this is it. You're on. You may not be like around all of the crap we're looking at right now, but like in your life, it's essentially like that. It's live. You're on, and don't wait to treat yourself with extravagant care. Like don't wait to dress the way you want or present yourself the way you want. We don't know that we're going to have a chance to wait.
Totally.
And so I think that's so important with Elizabeth and her work to do that now.
I actually have a question for you, kind of related to this. So, we started with, I'm going to invest for my headshots. And then I was like, oh, this is the process. Now we got to start and do this. So you start with just clothes. What is the domino effect that came from that?
Oh, I just got to chill. So for me, it was treating myself well. Was like, I give myself permission for me. and I've got 4 kids and a business, and I answer to a lot of people about a lot of things, like all of us do. Okay.
Yeah.
And this was a space I carved out for myself, and taking that and being like, no, like this matters to me.
Yeah.
And I don't really care what anybody else says about that.
Yeah.
I want to for me. And like owning that sort of like standing on 2 feet power of like, I don't really care what anybody thinks about the credit card bill because of it or whatever. And so that sort of empowerment, although like people would think I'm strong or whatever anyway, but like for me, I call that for my own sake. So like doing this for my own sake was super empowering to me. And then the next thing, here's been the key, like sort of real practical ripple effect. I really like going to my closet and having the thing to wear for the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had done some stuff and there was this one dress that was really pretty and I wasn't like, I was like, I don't really have anywhere to wear this to, whatever. And she's like, no, you need it. You're okay. Okay. Well, I just defer. You're the expert. I'm going to do it. And I had a last minute baby shower invite. I pulled out that dress. I did what you told me and put on the jewelry, this and that. And I had my little wedge shoe and I walked out. I even took a selfie and sent it to my husband. And I was like, watch out. I had my glasses on and I felt like I look good.
Yeah.
And that sort of like confidence and lack of stress that I was ready to go. And then from there, like one area of my life is no longer a problem. Like I have lots of other things that give me challenges. I got 99 problems, but this ain't.
Right. Well, and that was such a good example because what happens is people think I have to have this occasion and then I'll go buy the dress, but you just trusted the process. And I said, you need it. And so when the occasion arose, then you didn't have to run out and go get it. You already had all the tools in your toolbox.
Well, so yeah, no, that's right. And I think, and Kate, I know you want to talk about this too. Like if we can transition for a little bit and go even maybe one level deeper. So Elizabeth, talk to us because I know you now and just adore you. And we are like boss babe business friends too. And I'm always like, okay, you need to do this and you need to link this on your like it to link it or whatever on your Instagram. Okay.
Social media maven over here.
Oh my God. So I want to be, I guess. But so so I know you as a person and just like heart, but your chosen profession, some people will see it as superficial, right? Mm-hmm. So like operating in this look, how we look, who's who, keep up with the trends. Mm-hmm. How do you balance that with being accept everyone, like accept ourselves as we are, love yourself, and even besides love yourself, just sort of a contentment and a depth when you spend your working hours on the outside?
Well, yeah, I love to talk about, because I do work in fashion, which is a very superficial, or it can be if you are, if you don't take the time to use those, again, tools for what they should do. I think, I don't know. My mission is to help people feel confident through their clothes. And so I always say that because, again, I keep saying the tools in your toolbox, but it is your tools, but people do see it as, you're just shallow and you're just thinking about yourself. And so I just like to engage in conversations and try to invite them to shift their mindset and really talk about what is the deeper meaning of why we do some of these things. And again, like we keep saying, why it is so important.
Does that make you feel crappy if they ask?
Like, no, I love it. I love talking about it. I love it when people kind of bring these things up because I'm not insecure that I know people think that fashion could be, and there's a bad side of lots of different industries, bad sides and good sides, and it's what you do with it. So, I think it's an important conversation, but it's not one that people are always talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. We're doing a check-in here with the comments and then I have something I want to say about that. So, I already gave Beth's comment. Evelyn, all the way from Canada. Y'all, we are like all over the globe. Can't wait to get to Austin for a makeover. And like, you're coming, Evelyn, soon, I think. So we're for sure. We need to do that. And then some of the way these comments come through, we can't see who they are, but this is great advice to hear as a new mom. Oh, yeah. I think I know who this is. And this is a mom who just went back to work after maternity leave, like new mom, to love my new body and getting ready to go back to work. Thank you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That mom body thing. Mm-hmm. This isn't what I was planning to say just now, but I was on a mindset call this morning and the leader of the call, I don't know if you were on it or not, is this woman who is like incredibly glamorous and gorgeous. And she shared on this call that, she's loves her body, but she's got the mom belly.
Yeah.
And that she, just had this realization, like, this belly made people. And if I'm going to wear a freaking bikini and if people don't like it, you know what I mean? Like, and I love the empowerment of that. But back to the comment about like fashion and is it like shallow and all of that is one of the things I've been thinking about lately is like why I'm taking care of my body. Because it doesn't work for me to get up at the crack of dawn to work out because of my mom belly. Like that is not,
that doesn't motivate you.
Punitive for me.
Okay.
And so I've been thinking about like this body is my consistent companion, like the vessel that I carry with me through this life. It is the only constant in my entire life. And so I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it from the inside and the outside. And outside is what you put on top of it, you know? So it's like, I like to think about it in that way. And it's much more motivating to me when the alarm goes off that I'm like caring for my vessel. You know
I love it.
And adorning your vessel.
Yeah.
Because I think, Kate, you can speak to this a little bit because I'm definitely like the fashion. I mean, look, I'm not trying to act like I don't look very fine. So nobody has to comment like you always look fine. But what I mean is like, it's just not my art. Like my art is words and things that I like to like talk or whatever. Yes. But for Kate, I know you've told me before, we've talked about like our different forms of art because Kate always referred to her as like my fairy law mom friend. And so for Kate, you do that too, right? So I don't know if you've had, and we didn't talking about this, but like had experiences with sort of the super glam and like fun, and you never know what Kate's going to show up wearing that day in the coolest way, right? Like, I never thought of putting like a dress on top of a pant and a whatever. Okay. So have you gotten like feedback or thoughts on that at all, Kate, sort of owning that power of like, hey, maybe it's like a frump situation, but I'm coming in with red lipstick and my rhinestone headband and y'all can just take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And for me, like this is a love of mine. This is a creative outlet of mine is the outfits and stuff. And it's been that way since I was a kid. My mom will tell the story about how I was like, I had this red lace, like negligee. I don't know. I must've found it at Goodwill or something. And I like wanted to wear it every day. And they had to be like, you cannot wear that to kindergarten.
Okay. Why did you want to wear it every day?
Because it's fabulous.
And it made you feel good?
Totally.
Yes.
Yes. So I've just always been into Fabulosity. And I think it like recently in my life, you know, I'm 42 and when like, there's just like a switch flips when you just give less shits, you know what I mean? And so I was like, I want to like be bright and bold and I'm going to just do it. And so like, that's when I started just wearing yellow every day. And it's like, it makes me feel happy. And so why not? You know, I just gave myself the freedom to have the creative expression that I you know, have naturally. And it's not that for everybody, you know?
What I have noticed is when people can make that shift of mindset of I'm going to do this and, you know, I'm going to do this because it's going to make me feel good. I feel like there's also a ripple effect in the greatness that comes from that. And like, just, you know, there's other positive things that roll out of that. So I love it when people can be brave and just say, I'm going to do this.
Has that been true for you? I mean, just sort of like as another law mom who you were ahead of a lot of us. Like, I don't know if y'all can see, Kate has on the coolest like lion. And my Leo self is very jealous.
You're a Leo?
Yes. Let me pull my
I didn't know this. No, I didn't know this, but I asked her, I said, are you a Leo? Because I commented on that, of course.
And I told her there's a cool story about this.
Are you a Leo?
I'm not a Leo.
Okay.
I'm a Pisces. But I went to the James Avery like factory store in like Kerrville, Texas. And they have this like discontinued item section and they had like a jungle theme in the 80s.
Cool.
And they had like one left of these and they don't make them anymore. And I was like, you know what? That's bold.
You're going to have to do it.
And because I love it and it makes me feel fierce every time I put it on.
Yes.
So those are the things that I'm always trying to get people to channel by starting with your clothes and then just the domino effect that comes with that.
Well, and maybe we could switch gears a little bit, Elizabeth, and talk about working with law moms. So like that's sort of who we're Law Moms Out Loud, right? So talking to us about sort of some of the good things, maybe the challenges, and maybe some tips for law moms. So we can kind of take it in bits, but like maybe the number one best thing and maybe the number one challenge in helping us with this space.
Okay. Well, I have lots of like top things that you guys do well. I love this group. The best thing is y'all are decisive, you're efficient. You know, you understand investing in yourself and your image and just like this level of confidence. So you already have a level of confidence. I'm just helping you elevate that within your wardrobe. So I feel like you guys do that so well. I mean, Hannah was like, not going to sit around and like, I don't know, should I get this? And should I do this? And that I see women in general do that.
Yeah. Just sort of like
so-
done.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't have time for this and we're
Yes.
going to be super decisive. And I just really appreciate that. We're on to the next thing. So
I don't know if my husband's watching, but if he were, he'd be like, yeah.
yep, you know that. That's exactly
Very
it.
decisive.
So, okay. So what was the other
The
one?
challenge,
The-
maybe kind of hard in dealing with us.
Well,
I think you shared with me was about-
I was like, I don't know that there's any challenges, but you and I were talking about
We're super focused on the professional, and then we have the big gap.
Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about. So what we did with Hannah last time, we were shopping for the fall season, and so I brought in a lot of casual weekend with your kids type of stuff because she had very much the professional side down. And then there was, but again, looking at your wardrobe essentials and what was missing. So, I mean, it was your basic t-shirts and sneakers. But what I was telling her is that, I understand probably you think, okay, we can invest in the professional side, but we're not going to worry about my personal side. And I said, well, aren't you seeing potential clients when you're on the soccer field with your kids? I mean, when you go to the grocery store, you never know. Hannah's probably someone that talks to every stranger. And so you never know when there is a potential client and she's not engaging with them because she wants to go and like try to prospect them to get their business. But if they see that you're looking sloppy in your pajamas was the example that Hannah said while you're on the soccer field.
I've never done that.
No. So I just feel like sometimes we have these boxes of certain areas that it's okay to invest in, but we don't think on the entire wardrobe. And kind of like going back to where I take an inventory of all your wardrobe essentials, I get all the way down to your robe and your house shoes, your undergarments, your pajamas. What if you're going on a Law Moms convention and you're having like, and then someone,
Speaking of, there is going to be one.
Oh,
you didn't even mean to
yes.
plug for us, but we
I
can
did-
maybe talk at the end.
the next
Yeah.
one. But these are little things that it's taking that extra time to do those things. So that's kind of like an area that maybe is a challenge to think about. Yeah.
Okay,
so
I'm going to put a pin in that conversation because when Hannah goes to try on, we're going to talk undergarments.
Okay. Oh, okay. Undergarments.
House clothes, because like you got to be fabulous when you're walking around the house. But wait,
And we
wait,
can talk about that with COVID stuff too. Like that's it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
I'm
when they're
putting
kicking
in
me out in
notes.
just a minute. Yeah, don't forget to talk about
House
that. The other thing I think that we could sort of a real value of the conversation. So I think there's been valuable things, but if you were going to tell a law mom who's like, okay, I maybe cannot, get a gajillion new outfits. I can't do the whole entire overhaul, but let me do your process. Where can they get started? Maybe like 3 or 4 steps they can take to begin the wardrobe journey, right? Because you don't just like go to Nordstrom and absolutely purchase everything you ever wanted there at once, right?
Right.
So what are some things that they can do to get going?
Well, I think it's important to plan. So I know I keep talking about the wardrobe essentials. So if you're going to do this on your own, kind of plan out. And I am happy to send all of y'all my list, my wardrobe essentials, and you can do the exercise yourself.
Oh yeah, we'll post it.
Yeah, I
Somehow.
will share all of that. So it's basically check off what you own and then what you need. And then from there, you prioritize it. So for this season, for spring, summer, I'm going to add in these 10 things. And then in the fall, I'm going to add in 10 additional things. So you're being smart and strategic, again, that you are taking control and not reactively shopping. So you have to prioritize. Like if I have a big case and I'm about to be in court and I need to freshen up those pieces. So what are 3 looks that you need? But then I would take it a step further. So if you're someone that wants to wear a suit, let's say you are, everyone has a different look. What is, on brand for them? Say it's a suit. Then I would think about it even further. Like, okay, what type of blazer can I wear together with the pants? But then can I mix and match? And then can I wear that into my personal life? So you just have to take the time. And I know that's annoying to say that, but to plan these things out and then prioritize it. And then that's how I would do that.
Well, and I think so in case the idea of like a wardrobe essentials, like if you would have told me that before I did this, I'd be
You're
like,
what?
like, what do you mean? So I think y'all, what she's talking about is getting like your black t-shirt that you can put on with, you need a certain like a little sneaker that you're going to wear to the game or whatever. And that like, these are the long jeans. These are like, apparently, even if you're short, you can still wear a crop jean. I thought that was like very a no, although every time Elizabeth's like, put on the crop jeans. Or like you needed this kind of wedge. Like we realized, and my shoes were like generally crap. So you were like, we need a whole new shoe plan.
And I think don't be overwhelmed by it. I mean, I think if you look at it like, oh my gosh, I have to go buy a whole wardrobe. You don't. Even just a few 10 pieces right now is going to give you a boost of like, oh, I feel really great and I'm ready to go out and do all these things. So so basically the best way to think about this, a lot of people know about the capsule wardrobe, which is a very buzzy thing. It's like 32 pieces. I have a version of that. It's a little bit more extended, but she's right. It's your basic things. And it's not a sexy conversation. People don't want to talk about the basics, but those are the things you really need to invest in.
You go and you grab and you get. I've worn that white T-shirt, the V-neck that we got,
right,
1,000 million times. To where I'm like, oh, please don't get faded, don't shrink. I want to wear you all the time.
Yeah.
So okay, I think we should do a little bit of a transition. So okay, y'all bear with us. We are not podcast experts. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna start walking. I'm going to try on a couple things while Kate and Elizabeth, y'all are going to slide.
Okay, but while you're walking out, do a little spin in your mom jeans because we want y'all to know about the new mom jeans.
This is such a thing.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So these jeans, I feel like all of a sudden I'm I don't know what. Anyway, these are the Law Mom jeans. So y'all know that.
Okay. We'll come back to that.
We'll get the camera back.
We'll come back to that. Just take it out of the. We've got one of those like gimbal camera holders, and if it gets out of balance, it like
freaks out.
We're good. We're
fixed. Okay, we're back. Let's go back to Hannah.
So these are the Law Mom jeans. Y'all Law Moms know we can like break the internet with something that we like. I know that Elizabeth's gonna post this.
I'll link it all. Yeah.
So these are Spanx jeans. Look, I'm not even trying to pretend to be a model, but I'm gonna stand here. So they don't even have a tummy thing, right? They don't have a button, so you can wear a belt and whatever. And I'm very short. But if you have on tall shoes, and then every time I get 1,000 compliments, Kate was like, what are those shoes?
I bought them immediately.
Right, we got you a petite in those. Hannah.
Yeah, petite. Now, the other thing is like this shirt is a kind of a little crazy to me. And it's like this, but Elizabeth said that is style. And so I'm like, okay, if that is style, I thought it looked like a box and that I look, but she says, no, I don't know. Please don't comment that it is that I'm wrong. I do look like a box. You do hurt my feelings. But Elizabeth's like that style. And then now I know when I want to wear jeans that are going to work. So these Spanx ones for sure put on.
They're very flat.
They are amazing.
So now what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go be the guinea pig and try on some of the cool stuff. We'll just do like 2. Don't worry. It's not going to be a whole thing. And then maybe y'all want to slide so that we're ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Sounds good. And then y'all go ahead and put your comments or your questions for Elizabeth, because this would be a good time to ask her. I'm going to get us caught up on the comments here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is back to the conversation about Fabulosity. This person says, mine is shoes. I love this brand I wear that are wild. Today it's Cat in the Hat. And the heel is literally a goldfish bowl. And people know me from my crazy shoes. I want to know what brand this is. If you're still watching, please put this brand, because it sounds a little flu-voggy, but maybe, I don't know. We'll hear.
That sounds so cool.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then the next person says they love the idea of a list for like.
Oh, yeah.
I am like so averse to the idea of a capsule wardrobe. I'm like,
because you're creative and you want to have, the opportunity to mix and match. Absolutely. Yeah. And so I think that's a really good point, because I was talking about something with Hannah earlier. We were talking about, I have a stack of necklaces, and I was like, oh, well, you just need to give yourself 5 extra minutes so you can take the time to accessorize. And she was like, no, you just need to tell me what I need to do. But you would do that. Mm-hmm. And I think this is the way I see it, is everyone's brains are wired differently. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times financial people, like they don't want to do anything creative. So I'm like, just tell me what to do. Yeah. Yes. But it sounds like you like to do that. So I think it's, everyone's just, their skill sets are different. And so figure out, if it's not your skill set, what are the tools? Tell someone to tell me what to do, or whatever it might be.
Yeah. Okay, so we promised we were going to talk about house clothes, because like I feel like this is an often like overlooked wardrobe concept, because the minute I work from home, but I'm like, I'll even put on high heels for my work day, even though I'm like, on Zoom all day, but I do it anyway. But then the minute I clock out, I'm like with my kids and I put on my, like, usually for me, it's like a sweater and Vori joggers,
Okay.
Yeah. But on a weekend, it's like I want like a nightie and like a beautiful robe. But like that is half of my life.
But that is a lost art and people are not doing that. And you're so unique.
Really?
But I'm so glad you're bringing it up because so the reason why I threw COVID in with this whole conversation is everyone the last 2 years, no one's dressing. They're all staying home. What's the reason? And they're all in sweats. But during COVID, I started like basically what you're doing with your, your loungewear or your nightgowns. I would get dressed up. I would take my pajamas and I would accessorize them. Same thing with the shoes because it made me feel good. And I mean, I think about all these people that are having mental health issues and they don't understand the value of taking the time to taking what the value that brings to every day. So,
I mean, you don't have to go like Downton Abbey level, although I did recently rewatch Downton Abbey and you know how they always have like their helper dressing them in their dressing room. And they're like, the robes, the nightgowns, amazing, but you can't find them online. I searched.
I know. Well, I said that one time, like, oh, I should have been raised in the 50s because I want to wear their clothes. And my sister-in-law was like, well, yeah, but you would never be able to have your own business. I'm like, true. I want to wear that fashion now, but I really appreciate the art of dressing that they took the time to do back then, which I do feel like is a lost art in this day and age. I very much value people like you.
Okay, I'm giving y'all a drum roll.
Oh my goodness.
Because Hannah is here looking so cute. Oh my gosh. Let's hear all about it.
Okay.
I don't know if are we on the.
No, you're good. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So look, I'm just like getting all.
Can you switch the camera behind the scenes to? Well, I don't know why the camera switch isn't working.
I don't know. Okay, here we can do this. Look, we'll just make this one.
No, it's not. That's not the camera.
Here, I'll come over here. It's fine. It's fine. Here. While we work on it.
Okay, so basically what we're going to do, we had a fitting session earlier today with Hannah. And so we just wanted to share with you a couple of pieces.
Actually, Hannah.
Oh my God, y'all are going to.
You got to see the jean.
Okay, because I'm having a crop jean.
Okay, so basically, we started with these jeans. These are, last time we did a fitting session, we decided not to do the jeans.
We're back on there. Are we on there now? Should we go back?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'm not on the chair. Oh my God. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so we started with the jeans for this fitting session, and this is, I will link these as well, but these are the Madewell Demi Callie.
I don't have shoes, sorry.
They're cropped, and this is just a very, very end look right now.
But y'all, do you see my glasses?
They're so cute.
I'm so cool.
You're very
I'm very fashion. I'm very style.
That's a perfect example of one little accessory. She has a very simple look on, and then we add these glasses, and it instantly makes you feel that much more
then
fabulous.
You can do something like this.
Yes. Wait, show them the bracelet though, because I want
so this is really cool.
So this is a local brand called My Little Maria here in Austin. I will also link their stuff, but thank you for pointing that out because I think that it doesn't you don't have to do a whole lot and it goes a very long way. She has a very simple white shirt on, jeans, and she just throws on the bracelet, and it adds a level of like.
Well, and show them. So whenever Elizabeth showed me this shirt, well, number one, the crop pants. So I have a thing, and she's like, "You need to get over it." And then number two, the shirt, this big white shirt was on the hanger, and I was like, "What?" Elizabeth's bringing me some more of these big old clothes, and then I'm gonna be like the whole time, like, "I'm sorry," but tell them.
Yeah, do the spin. Those are cute.
So it has this really cool detail in the back that looks like this. Did you tuck this under?
It's like a little bit.
We have to make some things work for Hannah, and I think that's a very important thing. That take the time to alter things to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
But if you turn around, I was like, this is a great white button-up shirt. It is not a very corporate-looking shirt, but this is something that she can wear professionally. She can wear with her jeans. She can tie it up, but then she can wear it on the weekends. There's just so much versatility.
And you can wear it. So even like big block people and stuff, I think on Casual Friday with jeans, because especially the collar element, you
look sharp.
You look sharp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So I think that it's just think about those pieces that you could rework a bunch of different ways.
Well, and this is one thing we could talk about just real fast. Can we get, so Elizabeth, the layer, I'm obsessed about, let me tell you.
We
a layer necklace situation.
Mm-hmm.
I have no skills. You know those people like Elizabeth where she's got, look, you can see like her whole cool thing. You have to be a certain level of cool to pull that off. Now, what I told Elizabeth is help us be as cool as you, because she says, oh, you just get your necklaces in play. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't have that gene like you and Kate. We're all the rest of us. Like, here's what I do. I've got a necklace and it matches my earrings. And now I'm dressed. And that's what mom, right? I know my mom is watching this. Mammy, mom, that's what you did, right? So but can you tell them maybe for a second while we're gone and how you're going to help us activate the layered necklace situation? I'll go change.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and sit down.
Yeah,
and
let's sit.
Let's sit. Yeah. So basically, I'm going to just link. These are the 4 things that you guys need to create your own layered necklace look. But there's a couple key pieces. There needs to be different links, and there's some basic ones, and then you can mix a few in and out. But I'll link all of that, and then if you have more questions, you guys email me, text me, I'm happy to just switch out these 2. I can help you with all that.
And I finally got one of those little magnetic closures that has the
Necklet.
3 things.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And so you just put them on and they don't get all tangled. That's really handy. And you and I both have the
yes, always.
I like lots of noise. You always know where I am, and you always know where my dog is in the house. But I love all the things have stories.
I was just about to say, is this a scrapbook of your life?
Yes.
And then do you buy pieces when you travel?
Yes,
That's
do.
my favorite. I got this one on this vacation, and then it reminds me. So I think that's so great. But I think sometimes people don't think to do those things.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to share your tips with your friends.
It is. I think of it as a scrapbook, and also prayers, these are prayers for my children and my husband. And it's just I started that actually when I was pregnant the first time. And I wore this, I wish I could remember the stone that it was, but it was supposed to help with fertility. Oh. And I was wearing it when I found out I was pregnant, and I just wore it through my whole pregnancy. And it just became this powerful, prayer of protection for me and my baby. And ever since then, I was like, my jewelry is going to mean something to me. It's going to be a prayer for me. And it's that makes it a lot more fun to shop for,
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool.
Okay. I have a question about, but here Hannah comes. Okay. Are you ready?
Well, yeah, I'm supposed to, yes.
Okay. And while you're doing that, I want to hear about undergarments.
Okay.
Because we ignore our bras and our panties. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's so smart. Okay. So that's next.
This I like to call biker mama. Look, for me, this is very biker mama because y'all can see, look, it has a shoulder pad.
You look sexy in that.
She looks great.
In the shoes. You got to see the shoes.
Oh yeah, I put on shoes this time.
This is amazing. I love
So these are the bow here.
These are little Loeffler.
I'm basically a fashion influencer. Is this what they do?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk about this dress. This is a dress that it wasn't on our list, and I always bring a curveball, and I'm like, you need this because this is great for professional. If you're on stage, it's different than a traditional suit. It is a little more current because it does have the shoulder pads. Leather is very popular right now, but then you can also wear this going out on a date with your husband. There's a lot of different ways.
Because this one makes me feel a little bit poser. If that how when what I mean is where I'm wearing something that feels is everybody could be like, why are you wearing that? That's something Kate would wear. But does that make sense? I think sometimes we try on those things. I have all the stories about well, this is something so-and-so would wear, not me. So
yes, everyone does that.
Having courage to even if you feel a little poser, I'm not really that cool biker mama leather thing, but maybe I am today. Wearing it,
well,
right?
I think that comes in how you style it too. You just put on some classic pumps and it's a little bit more chic versus you put with some studded booties and a moto jacket.
Okay, so what about the belt? I never know what to do because there's belt loops and then you have to have a belt and then this is hard for me. What do you do about the belt situation?
Okay, so Hannah's like, what do we do with this? I'm like, okay, well, you could totally do this. The other part of our fitting sessions is I give her other ideas of how she can wear something.
Yeah, I need her to tell me this is what we do.
Because I think that's part of the problem is sometimes it's I'm not quite sure all the different ways that I'm going to wear that. I'm like, you're going to do this, this, and this, and we're going to do that. And that gives you an idea if you can justify paying for that.
Well, and see, Elizabeth, tell us about, so this is yellow bronzy gold, and then I have a light gold, and then I have this gold that's whatever. So
basically, I told her it's fine. I mean, I just said you can mix silver and gold. We talked about that earlier. I think so many times people think I have to have all silver on. Don't overthink it. Just go with what makes you feel good. And I think that's just an important thing to remember.
Yeah.
There's no rules in fashion. And a lot of people think there are. And I just go with your gut and what feels good.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll come back.
Okay. Yeah. No, accepting that mixed metal thing was like,
Was that hard for
it was
you?
it was a game changer for me
Yeah,
because I used to either
I'm looking at you.
I'm all over the place.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, we have comments and then we're going to talk bras and panties.
Okay,
So,
great.
Jessica says, I am so much the just tell me what to do person.
Yeah,
Tell me which
I understand that.
Please, for the love. And then Peggy says, cute. She must be referring to the outfit. Jessica Brown says, she's also a mammy. How cute. Brendan says, Kate is such a Pisces and I'm all about it. Oh, I love that. Prayer necklace. Yes. That is sort of Pisces of me, isn't it? And bracelets. Awesome. Okay. So
Undergarments?
Bras and panties and how, because that's also a thing where you got to have the right thing for the event or the right outfit.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And it sucks when you have a great outfit, but you don't have the undergarments to match it. So how do you do that?
Okay, so part of the wardrobe essentials is underwear, thongs, bras, nude bras, strapless bras. And then I go into, do you have your robe? Do you have your pajamas? Do you have your, house shoes? So it's just as if you're going through this exercise, whether you're doing it yourself or you're having someone help you with it, it's just it's like making an appointment with yourself. Okay, well, you're right. Thank you for reminding me. I need to go ahead and book an appointment and go to Petticoat Affair if you're here in Austin, or go to some place that you can get fitted for a bra. Also, because everyone is a mom on this group, oftentimes it's like, I just had a baby or I'm still nursing, so this is just transitional. And then, in 4 months, I'm going to book an appointment with myself to get that, because I think it's just like we forget about it. And oh my gosh, and now I'm going to this event and I need a strapless bra.
Right.
It's just, again, taking the time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it is. And I think when I finally made the shift from buying bras and Marshalls to going to Petticoat Fair and getting fitted. First of all, of course, I had been wearing the wrong size for years.
yes, that's always the case.
And then second of all, a well-fitting bra is just an essential.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you don't get it until some professional fit. And they even they put it in you bend over and they're and they're separate the flesh, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's a thing worth doing. But yeah, if you just had a baby, you gotta wait till you're done.
But I think it's a good reminder. Sometimes we need our girlfriends or someone to say, hey, you need to do this, right?
Yeah.
It's important.
So we have to wrap up soon because this camera's about to die.
Oh, well, hey, it's you're cut off and you're done. Y'all, this has been the most fun, Elizabeth. I cannot even imagine a better first guest for our first show.
Thank you.
Now, we are going to be every other Friday. So just put in your calendar, 12:15 Central, do the every other Friday. We are going to be live on location at an exotic location next time on the 25th, I guess it is.
Yeah, we're going to be in Mexico, y'all.
Yes. And we have a special guest who does not quite know they are our special guest yet. We are going to make that happen. And one thing to put in your brains to start thinking about is the Law Moms Out Loud retreat that is going to be going down December 7th through the 9th. The local Austin mamas, y'all know we did a mini of this. This year, it's going to be sort of a whole bigger thing.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, we're going to be talking about signing up for that soon. So as we wrap up, Elizabeth, how can people get in touch with you to use your service, buy your stuff, become your biggest fan, except behind me?
Okay, so ElizabethEliasConsulting.com is my website, and I'm Elizabeth Elias Consulting on all social handles. Easy enough.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
We love y'all.